My dudes! Hey, Sly's all caught up, he can be here now. What's up, Sly? How we doing, man? Alrighty. How are we today, guys? I feel weirdly like... I feel weird, because I actually had my haircut and stuff. Yeah. How are we doing today? Welcome on in! Hell yeah, who's ready for some freaking Star Wars today? Let's go! Wait, why isn't my splits working? There we go. Ian's only here for obligation. We're here to do one thing, Ian. You know what you're here for. Execute Order 66. But how are we doing? We might not actually be able to do the gaming stream today because of how late everything's been today. But I might just do that over the next couple of days. But how are we? Welcome on in. What have we been up to today so far, guys? I've heard some pretty cool things about... What's the cool things? Have you added the bot to YouTube? No. I'm gonna be honest, Ian. I don't know what I'm doing. I just need to like pay you on retainer, don't I? Like give you like a retainer thing and just be like... No, I'm just kidding. I'll figure it out. I do need to figure it out. Because I've finally realised that, and you probably already knew this, but with OBS, it turns out you can use profiles to have different stream output settings. So I have a Star Wars profile, so I just switch onto that profile, and I haven't got to reactivate the account or do some weird like stream key bullshit. I could just go straight into it. So it's really cool. Followed us around in VRC. What's VRC? Also, Sly, is Payday 3 already out, or is like there's some kind of like early streamer campaign or something? Because I saw a load of people streaming Payday 3, and I'm like, is there an option to play now? Oh, VR chats. Oh. How was it, though, dude? Did you enjoy? It's early access for the folks who got digital gold. Oh, I see. Did you know there was a behind the scenes for Obi-Wan on Disney Plus? I was today years old. There's a behind the scenes for Obi-Wan on Disney Plus. Is there actually? Maybe we should probably do a thing where like, do you know, like maybe when we've like finished watching all the shows, maybe I'll do like a day of like watch parties where we just like watch loads of behind the scenes stuff. Because I don't know about you guys, I find that stuff so fascinating. It only really applies to like Star Wars, but it makes me sometimes feel like I wish I worked behind the scenes and like on these like projects, like the idea of like working like on the cutting room floor, or you know what I mean? Like it just looks so fascinating. You pre-ordered physical? Wait, so you bought a physical PC game? Did you actually? That's admirable, honestly. Is it a really cool though? Is it a really cool version? No, I'll have to watch that. It'll make us realize just how much of it was filmed in the frickin', you know. What's it called? How much it was filmed? How much of it was filmed in the volume? Physical PC. Do you want to see the one time I made a mistake of ordering physical for PC? You want to see this, dude? Get ready for this. You might have seen this before. Yeah. What happens when you don't have a Blu-ray player in your PC? The collector's edition comes with a fancy mask, playing cards, a bunch of DLC goodies, and then just the Steam key. If it weren't for getting that, I'd just get the gold edition on Steam. Oh, I see. It's weird though, because like if you've pre-ordered that, I'm surprised they didn't just like send you the key in advance, but like, yo, everything else is in the mail. But I guess I can see why you want to have it all together though. So. And guys, has any of us already watched Ahsoka? I'm assuming Ian has, because you usually watch it like first thing. Yeah, it would be nice, but the Steam keys and a bit of a card in the box, so it would run the risk of sending 2 copies. That's true. That's true. Oh, after work for Watch 3? Oh, you're gonna watch it with me as well here? Fuck yeah, dude, let's go. Let's freaking go! You're gonna go and blind the watch party? Oh, Sly. You're treating me, dude! Alright, guys, are we ready to go? I'll prime you now. Get ready. And then just send me a little thumbs up, and then I'll start preparing the countdown. I've already done my... If you're playing... Guys, if you're playing on browser like I am, make sure you get past the Disney Plus intro before you tell me you're ready, okay? And then you can bring it back. Because that's where if it's going to get stuck, it's on that little animation. Right as the plus hits, it just freezes. It took me 3 times today. Told you, obligation. What kind of obligation though? You know what I mean? Mod obligation, or like, I've already seen this and I want to see your reaction kind of obligation. Like last time, it's just like me just going... It's just me just going, oh my god. Oh, and you just like, sips. Sips. Get the app. Okay. Do you know what? I'll download it now. I won't use it, but I'll download it right now. I just hate the Windows Store, man. You know, it's terrible. Or the Microsoft Store, sorry. Okay, slides ready. Ian, are you ready? If you know, you know. Absolutely, dude. Okay, we're back now. Guys, give me a thumbs up when it's back. When you got me back, alright? Give me a thumbs up. I don't know what it was. It just put, like, I know it uses up, like, all my bandwidth, but it dropped me down to 9 KB upload. 9. Even after it finished. So you should be good. Should be good. No drop frames. Yeah? Okay. Sorry about that, guys. We'll restart this, shall we? So, again, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Obviously, we watched the watch party as always. Not watch party, the recap, because it makes it easier for us all. We might, guys. My theory is we're seeing Thrawn today. You have to see him. I was talking about this with Mike yesterday. He was like, "Who do you think we'll see first, Thrawn or Ezra?" And I was like, "Absolutely Thrawn." And I was like, "We're gonna see him this episode." Do you like? Does anyone else like the Lord of the Rings reference with Ahsoka? Anyone notice it? Also, someone said the makeup department for Ahsoka's terrible, and they used Hera as an example. I think Hera looks great. Is it just me who thinks Hera looks good? But I was genuinely, I saw it this morning. I was like, where's that come from? Oh wow, look at, is hyperspace different with the Purgle because they're like crossing galaxies, or they're just going way faster? Everyone does, man. Mm-hmm. He said the line. I like that. I can't say this enough. I'm so happy that a new Star Wars episode comes out on my freaking birthday, dude. That's so sick. I've had Zelda released on my birthday, and now I've had Star Wars on my birthday. I can't possibly complain. We've done it all, folks. We're good. Sabine wasn't around for the Sith stuff with Maul. Also true. These aren't Sith. They're Dark Jedi. And I love that. Balin, honestly, it's like, for me, like one of my favorite villains was more like Count Dooku and stuff. But I tell you what, Balin Skull is phenomenal. I love this ship as well. There's like giant hyperspace ring. Oh damn. The whales went. The Purrgil go there to die. Oh, that's clever. That music is phenomenal. If they got it even slightly wrong, they'd have made Morgan pizza. Pizza, pizza here, pizza over there. For God's sake. Dathomiri are still alive? I mean, I guess they wouldn't have been purged by the Empire or the Separatists here. Oh, it is! That's insane. They recognize her as a Jedi. Told you, Sabine has the Force, dude. That place looks like the Great Walled City of Minas Tirith in a way. You know, obviously no grand splendor of like terraces, but kind of same style. I think it's Balin personally, as well though. That was my first thought when before they took. Sabine. Is it like an ancient Jedi temple somewhere? I mean, if you wanted like to bring back the Jedi Order, or have a small one still remaining. There we go. Oh, look at that! That's the most Thrawn ship, like Thrawn Star Destroyer I've ever seen, with the artwork all over it. Loving the hints of gold on it though. So cool. Obviously to repair all the broken things from Ezra, the Purgle. Oh my god. Look at these troopers. Yo! Like something out of the freaking Roman Empire. These troopers will be something of incredible. Do I understand the gold thing? Explain it to me. I might get the wrong end of the stick. Oh, Lars Mikkelsen. I love this Thrawn so much, and I'm so glad they kept the same voice because I feel like his voice is like integral. I genuinely, I know Sabine's like quite a cocky person, but she's nowhere near as terrified of Thrawn as she should be. I would argue she never was. It's not an established character. I mean, I feel like the events of the finale would make her terrified. Yeah, Ezra outsmarted her, but outsmarted him. But if Ezra doesn't go ahead with the Purgon, Lothal is completely burned to the ground. I love these Imperial troopers. They're so cool. If they are like treated as if like grunts, while like Ahsoka, I'll be very disappointed. Shin showed some kind of concern there that Balin wouldn't honor his agreements. That's interesting. It's a good job she has Beskar. She could pull out a saber. Yeah. Not really samurai inspired armor there for those guys. You know, Beskar was the best inclusion though for Star Wars because you could actually have enemies hit the protagonist. They weren't all just terrible aims all the time. They can actually hit them, but just be like, oh, it bounces the Beskar. Also, what are they bringing over from the catacombs? What are these things they're bringing? Oh, be nice to the poor wolf horse thingy. It's gonna follow now. I think she turned around. Yeah, don't show off the animal carrying all your provisions, your bed, you know. Look, it looks like a pretty desolate place, so I wouldn't be so quick to scoff about anything that's holding any food possible. Is it? Wow. Or recognizes the symbol. That like wolf thing is like food. It's hardly some food. He's like, I'm just smelling food. I tell you what, though, right? Let's think for a second. Ezra should be so mad that Sabine has potentially brought Thrawn back to the galaxy just so Sabine could undo Ezra's sacrifice. How's it going? Aggressively relaxing. Also, I think just Luke Skywalker isn't enough to defeat Thrawn. Luke isn't the smartest Jedi. Let's be really honest here. If it's Thrawn and Sidious dealing with Luke, Luke dies in my opinion. Because Luke's entire thing was bet on turning Vader back to the light. Someone who's very emotionally strong. This is so cool though. I love the unveiling of another galaxy as well. A bit more free reign to do what they want. Although it's interesting to know that Thrawn actually hasn't built up his forces over here. They've actually shrunk, which is interesting. Is that actually Ezra? This makes me really wish it was Rahul Kohli. But this dude looks great, to be fair. Wow, Ezra and Thrawn in the same episode. I was not expecting that. Looks too old in my opinion. Just colour out the grey in his beard and you're golden. To be fair, I know people in like their 20s that have grey in their beard. Although I don't want to discredit this guy though. He looks great. He looks fantastic actually. If we didn't get Rahul, this guy absolutely nails it. I was a little bit worried when we saw Kid Ezra, but this guy looks perfect. Honestly, he's great. Now let's talk about the birds and the bees. Sorry. As in the shot of the Star Destroyer. Ugh. I wonder if Thrawn will be more afraid of Ahsoka if he learns that she's the Padawan of Anakin. Hell yeah! Oh, sick. Hey Ting, mid-episode cake W. Hell yeah. Alright guys, what do you all think? That was sick, right? I couldn't ask for a better freaking birthday thing. Getting to chill out with the boys and ladies and people. Watch some Star Wars. Hell yeah. Oh. The actor has such a kind, smiling face. I can't wait to see more. I'm so happy Thrawn couldn't turn him for the greater good. Yeah, because there was that worry that they'd go into that we would see them get to this planet, and then Ezra would be with Thrawn. I don't think anyone thought that would that'd be a proper thing, but the idea is that it's been a long time. Because it's been at least, what, 20 years? Being able to see Thrawn and Ezra in the same episode in a new galaxy was so cool. I really enjoyed this episode. And do you know what? Justice for Callus. Do you know what I see as well? Like, I have a problem, right? This one thing. And it's nothing even to do with the episode. It's to do with people score. I think, right? This might sound weird, guys. I don't think you could accurately score episodes in a TV series. Because I sometimes I dip into other people's watch parties. And like after I've usually like watched one, done my own one, and I'll like see how people react, and I love to see how people receive these episodes. And it's like they score going, what do you think? It's like a 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, blah blah. You know what I mean? I don't think you can. I think it's a little grey to score an episode, right? Because naturally speaking, right, this episode isn't as good as the last one, right? But you need this episode to make sure the finale's freaking fantastic. You know what I mean? Oh my god, I love that though. That's a brilliant episode. Like this, like genuinely with the music as well. Like the Kleiner Bros are do amazing music. But this series has felt so much like Star Wars, it's insane. It feels so much like it. But yeah, no. I know I said like I would like Rahul. It's only because I like Rahul. I actually think this guy here is a very, very, if not perfect Ezra. Like he's got that upbeat attitude, as like someone as relaxing said, you know, kind, smiling face and everything. That's literally what Ezra was. So they've nailed the personality perfect. And believe it or not, I actually think that Rahul got this role and there was a scheduling conflict because he talks about it in the past, saying like he landed his dream role and he had to end up turning it down for like scheduling reasons. And I genuinely think he did get his role. But then again, just gonna say, perfectly happy with the current one. As like with Sly said, something felt a little bit off with the hologram Ezra, but the current Ezra, fantastic. You know, so I can't. This arguably furthers the story more than the last episode. Last episode just looked cool. The last episode gave context to people who didn't watch Clone Wars and Rebels. We're nerds, right? We know all this stuff. We watched all the Clone Wars, we watched all the Rebels, we watched everything that Star Wars has come to be. And there's a lot of people, like for example, my lady, right? I got her into freaking Star Wars, and I'm like, this is Ahsoka. She's Anakin's Padawan. She's like, Anakin doesn't have a Padawan. Like, oh yes, he does. But when isn't he Obi-Wan's? Like, oh yeah, there's years between Attack of the Clone, and you know that whole premise. You know, there's years between these two events, and it's. I actually haven't watched Resistance at all. Ugh. Anyway, but you know what I mean. Like, it gives people so the last one gives a lot more context to like why Ahsoka is the way she is. Like, hey, we were peacekeepers, now we're soldiers, and it shows like, you know, she's basically like a child in war. And we know this context, we know it, but there are some people who will never watch animated shows. Just because, like, whether it's snobbery or something else, some people will never watch it. Let's just close that now. Right, let's just chill here and talk about this for a little bit, shall we? The Thrawn wanting to know who her master was the only thing I didn't like. In the books, he was basically teasing Vader that he knew he was Anakin. I feel like Thrawn would know who Ahsoka is. Well, was Thrawn around? Like, he obviously knew who Balin's... The fact he knows, like... I don't know if he called Balin's called General Balin because he just knows that he was former Jedi, or what? I think it could be understandable because, obviously... Ahsoka leaves... She leaves the Order like a year before the war ends. So I think it would be understandable to not know who Ahsoka is. Resistance is awesome. There is a character who joins the Empire and it makes sense to the audience. Really cool idea. Oh, cool. All right. Well, do you know what? Like, sometimes it almost made sense to be part of the big bad Empire in different lights. You know what I mean? Like, it made more sense, but then, like, I think the one thing with Andor is that it made it much more black and white and much less grey. Like, it felt very grey before. Like, people had different motivations for joining different sides and all other jazz, right? And Andor made it very clear the distinct difference and to be fair, even Kenobi did actually, because like that whole scene of like Vader just dragging people and just killing them. You know what I mean? In the villages, like, it made it much less grey. So let me just zoom this out. It's a bit zoomed in right now. There we go. That's a bit better, isn't it? There we go. I think it does make sense that Thrawn doesn't know who Ahsoka is, only because of the timing of when she left. Thrawn, yeah, definitely a nobody at the time. And yeah, obviously, I don't know the full timing around when Ahsoka leaves, but I feel like there's a good amount of the war left. And her last big operation with the Republic was during Order 66, so it's very easy to... And she wasn't classed as a Jedi either. So she might not even be on the records for it. You know what I mean? I feel like the whole, like, you know, Ahsoka's little legion in the 501st, it was like a detachment, it was like, you know what I mean? This all these different things would muddy the reports up. Okay, let's read through chat. Did I miss anything here? Samai says, maybe if it was Grandmaster Luke from the comics who could reach out across galaxies with the Force like it was nothing, but that's non-canon. Man, Luke was... I think that's part of the reason why people are so disappointed with Luke in the sequels, is that, you know, Luke is so much stronger in every... Like, obviously, the perceived thing was that Luke was going to become the strongest there ever was after Return of the Jedi, and the sequels definitely made sure that wasn't the case, really. And maybe he is the strongest, but nowhere near as strong as the books, the comics, and everything else made him out to be. Like, kind of disparity between the two. I believe it's still canon that Thrawn was a member of the Chiss Ascendancy until after the fall of the Republic. Oh, if that's the case, then yeah, he definitely wouldn't know who Ahsoka was then. That makes sense. And it wouldn't surprise me as well, like, you know, being, like, Vader being who he is, just deleted any kind of record of Anakin and Ahsoka from the like, the records. I believe he specifically joined the Imperial Navy. That makes sense. We had so many stories in the older comics and novels that Luke was just mentally powerful. And then the sequels were like, no, he old. Yeah, which is weird because I feel like something that this is something that even George Lucas got wrong in my opinion, right? Like in Attack of the Clones, you got Dooku and Yoda blasting out the Force, and they're like, I believe this is a contest that can't be told by the Force, and they both pull out their lightsabers. To me, other way around. The Force is like this thing that you can like, even as you get older, you get more in tune with it, more everything with it. And then the lightsabers is the thing where as you get older, that starts to go, like Qui-Gon with Maul. The idea that he had a very acrobatic and a very stamina draining form. And that's the reason why he got tired, because, you know, in the day, he's not a young man anymore. That same kind of idea. But Force-wise, dude's more powerful than ever. You know what I mean? Like, one of Thrawn's biggest obstacles was dealing with Vader, and his whole thing is studying his opponent. I just feel like Anakin had a Padawan would have been a headline. I genuinely feel like he would have deleted it. The only person we know knows about Anakin and Vader at an early stage is Reva. I don't like that either, to be fair. I actually really dislike that. Episode 7 set up so well of Luke not wanting to be found. They could have set up... oh, absolutely. That's the reason why, like, I really enjoyed Force Awakens when it came out. I thought it was fantastic. You know? The reason why I don't enjoy Force Awakens so much now is because I know the answers to the question it asks. And I think that's how maybe some people do feel. It's like, oh, all these different questions. Oh, yeah, these would be fantastic questions. Hell yeah. And then you're like, oh, these answers are a little more lackluster. He met Anakin as Anakin in 19 BBY? Did he? So, what is that round, obviously, just before Revenge of the Sith? So, that is right near the end of the Clone Wars. I don't think that means he doesn't know who Ahsoka is then, still. Yeah. Thrawn and Anakin first met during the Clone Wars, where they formed a temporary alliance to achieve their individual missions and successfully located Padme. Thrawn gained the Emperor's trust by showing respect for Anakin, leading to the acceptance into the Empire and eventually becoming Grand Admiral. Cool. Also, thank you everyone who's popped by today for the watch party, guys. Seriously, super appreciated. I was hoping to get a gaming stream in as well, but it's not gonna happen because I've got to be free for a certain time. So it's in the book. Okay, so it's in the book. So technically speaking, he may have met him, he may not have met him. Oh no, it says in the Clone Wars actually. So no, I could be wrong. Is that in the books or is it in the show? Let's read the full article, shall we? Oh, Timothy Zahn's Thrawn. Alliances, see, okay. Anakin Skywalker and Thrawn meet face to face. The encounter marks the first time a Republic official came into contact with Thrawn, as well as the Chiss entity. Working on separate... Okay, so it's in the books. Okay, so basically, yes or no, this show will either canonize it or not canonize it. Basically. But that makes it interesting though, because if he has met Anakin and doesn't know Anakin had a Padawan, that might actually put the fear of God into him. Because, not being funny, anyone who met Anakin knows how freaking good he was. and can only assume something equally of close to from their pupil. So, that's kind of awesome in my opinion. Yeah, in the canon, Thrawn book as a young spy, Thrawn had an adventure with Anakin and Padme. Yeah, so it's in the books. Obi-Wan didn't need Maul to tire himself out when he beat him with Qui-Gon's go-to lightsaber form. No, he didn't need Maul to tire out. He brought, I don't know if you've seen the explanation from Sam Witwer. He puts it way better than I ever could. But it's like first he starts off with Ewan McGregor, Clone Wars. You know, like wait, this isn't the way it was. I'm better now. Let me see if I can try an old trick. Assume the Qui-Gon pose. And then, you know, it's like when you meet someone, we've all done this, right? You meet someone from school, and you revert back to the person you used to be. And he tries the exact same thing he tried on Qui-Gon. This worked against Qui-Gon, I'll do it against Obi-Wan. And then by the time he's realized his mistake, it's already over. And I love this idea that it's like, wait a minute, if he's this good and he's a guard, then this is the most important station in the galaxy. And he almost gets it, and then he goes, and he will avenge us. It's so close. Maul is so close to getting it. See, I don't see it as a plot hole personally, but I can understand any kind of like possibleness to see it. Anakin / Vader thought he had killed Ahsoka, remember? He had no idea Ezra saved. Well, to be fair though, he if it was Ahsoka though, he would have said, no, she's dead, because I know her, I know they had an encounter with Vader, so obviously he doesn't know about that either. But you're right, Vader, although actually saying that, would Vader have thought he killed Ahsoka? Because if you technically, the way you look at times, right, and we always say, like, if Ezra hadn't intervened from the World Between Worlds, Ahsoka would have died. All Vader sees is Ahsoka get pulled away. So Vader never sees Ahsoka die. He sees her get saved. It's not like, oh yeah, she dies, and then thingy pulls her through. Like, from our perspective, you know, there's like months in between, and Ezra discovers the World Between Worlds, and then saves her months later. But from Vader's perspective, she's instantly pulled out. But yeah, is Vader gonna be like, oh yeah, my former Padawan, my apprentice, got away from me? Hell no! I didn't think he saw her being saved. Oh, he absolutely did. Have a look back at the thing. I thought he'd already turned his back. I don't think he turned his back. I could be wrong, though. I could be wrong. I guess the official report would be that Rebel leader is dead. I mean, hey. If Vader doesn't want to submit an official report, Vader doesn't submit an official report. You know what I mean? That's the kind of power he's got at that point, you know? And if anything, he wouldn't want Palpatine to even know about it. I need to rewatch. To be fair, same. I'm saying as if like, oh, he would have seen it. But I don't. If she was there and suddenly she's gone, he's going to assume that she survived. You know, he's not going to be like, oh yeah, she died with me, because he survives. Unless obviously his suit saves him, you know, which is a possibility. In the comics, his outfit is freaking lava proof. I'm not even joking. Man, what a good time to be a Star Wars fan, man. I'm loving this. I'm loving this so much. This is giving me all the energy I need to keep the Star Wars stuff coming. So, guys, if anyone is first time popping into a watch party or anything like that, we do this every single week. Today was a little bit later than normal. I had no time to like really plan things around this because it's obviously it's birthday day today, which means everything's all over the place. However, I'm always looking to create more Star Wars videos, more Star Wars content, and just in general for you guys. So if you have anything that you think would like, even just asking me a question of what you think or something, I could possibly turn it into a video and just make something about it and give you my opinion, my thoughts, my theories on it. So do not be afraid to send forth questions you want answering, and I'll happily research for it. I might even be able to get some help soon when it comes to editing the videos, so I can focus on just writing, recording, and then get the video out. We're laughing, you know? Also, Ian says, Papa Palps knowing about Ahsoka is arguably worse than him knowing about Luke. Do you know what? I agree with that statement, actually. Yeah, I see that. Although, you know, Luke has a higher ceiling, though, you know what I mean? I guess. Who are you thinking? I won't unveil just yet. I'm just gonna try a few things out. Thank you for the happy birthday, buddy. Thank you. Star Wars came out on my birthday, bro. I'm like the happiest I can ever be. I was saying this at the start of the stream, okay? I love Star Wars. I love Zelda. I've had Zelda on my birthday a couple years ago, and now I've had Star Wars come out on my birthday. Like, we're sitting pretty, man. We're sitting pretty. I love it. Ahsoka's already come close to turning Vader back and has a relationship with Anakin. Luke ultimately doesn't. No, but Luke is a direct tie to Padme. And I say that is stronger than Ahsoka, his Padawan while he was the general in the war. Personally. Padme was everything to him. And ultimately, just like Luke is his kid, Luke is also Padme's. And I think that is stronger. Even though he said no personal real connection with Luke, I think that feeling of like, this is mine and Padme's is stronger than going, so like we have all these theories about like, what if, you know what I mean? I genuinely, like, let's say Luke is a grown adult somehow at Mustafar. Let's say he managed to go back in the past and he can see it then. He would do it. He could turn him back. Ahsoka had a relationship with him, Anakin. Wait, Ahsoka had a relationship with Anakin that Palps couldn't interfere with? That's true. I mean, when you get the whole point of like, I think maybe if Ahsoka, oh, this is going down a rabbit hole now that I should do a video about. If Ahsoka's still around, I'm not talking about if she was at Mustafar. I'm talking if she stays instead of leaves the Jedi Order, she could have easily put a hole in Palpatine and his relationship. Because Palpatine was very pushy in killing Anakin's Padawan, or jailing Anakin's Padawan. So maybe that whole, like, that would cause a dip in the relationship between Anakin and Palpatine, and that's where that crossover thing, like, that's where it, like, severs. Oh, that's such an interesting thought. I didn't even think of that! Oh my god. Even think, I'm always like thinking this whole like, if Ahsoka was still around then it's at Mustafar. I'm too small brain with it. I need to think big brain with this. It's not freaking, yeah. Oh my god. I've got to make a video about this. I've got to make a video about that. Absolutely. Oh. I would love visions of Ahsoka at Mustafar. Apparently, they recorded it for this show, but they scrapped it. I have a feeling it would have been in the last episode. I think it would have been in the last episode. Palpatine couldn't manipulate Anakin with Ahsoka because he'd be like, yeah, lol, Snips will be fine. What do you want about, Chancellor? Yeah, do you know what? The more I think about this, yeah, like I did just keep thinking like, from such a small perspective. Ahsoka and Mustafar in that flashback when she was in the water would have been so good. Dude, I adored the last episode, and I adore this. This show has been so good. Seeing what happened to Anakin and the Order as a result of her leaving, yeah. Not even a flashback, almost a Marvel's What If style thing. I would love a What If series. And it would just be, like, that's generally, like, if they just did, like, a one-off, like, What If series, and each episode would be something new. Like, what if Qui-Gon never dies? You know? You can make so many things that would stop Order 66, though. Like, what if Qui-Gon never dies? What if Ahsoka stays in the Order? What if Anakin trusts Mace? What if Anakin trusts Mace to deal with Palpatine? That's 3 scenarios that would all have prevented Order 66. What if Anakin was open about his relationship with Padme? Can we please get a Fisto and Plo Koon series next, Disney? Oh man, I love those 2 Jedi. I absolutely love them. Oh yeah, Ahsoka and Obi-Wan at Mustafar? Yeah. I mean, technically speaking, with Padme, Ahsoka, and Obi-Wan at Mustafar, that's like the 3 people who love him the most. It's like the brother, the daughter, and the wife. You know what I mean? That kind of vibe. Obi-Wan being the brother, Ahsoka being like a daughter almost, or even a little sister. Little sister. And then Padme, also, yeah. You have all these different vibes. Oh my god, Ryan, I won't go on this tangent, but Order 66, as Ian, me and Ian complain about this all the time. Order 66 does Plo dirty. Plo is the best star pilot in the galaxy. He's better than Anakin. And he gets shot down by 2 clones? Really? He's perfectly in tune with the Force. He can discover Order 66. He would know about Order 66 before he gets hit. Hell, Jaro freaking Tapal. Now, we don't really know how powerful he is and everything, but Jaro Tapal, Cal Kestis' master, literally gets a sense of it in enough time to act on being shot. I think Plo fully gets it. And Ki-Adi-Mundi, and Aayla Secura. Well, Aayla Secura, we don't know so much. But, yeah. Well, I think of those 3, though, Plo is in the only situation where he could get out of it. He's in a starfighter. He could get away. I think Ki-Adi-Mundi, even if he gets a sense for it, that doesn't defeat the fact there's still that many clones there. And there's also this idea as well that the Jedi didn't prepare, like they didn't prepare for deflecting blasts well enough. This idea that like Anakin saw like a hole in the Jedi's training was like, these droids aren't good enough. And that's why Anakin had Ahsoka train with the clones of the 501st, because they're much smarter and much more methodical. He dies fine, he died too quickly. I have a feeling there might have been longer Order 66 scenes, but I imagine, because Revenge of the Sith, by movie standards, is quite long. It's like 2 and a bit hours, which is like really the ideal length of a Star Wars film. Not saying I wouldn't want longer films, but there was like this obligation that your film should be under 2.5 hours, like back then. So I think, yeah, they absolutely rushed all those scenes. They just wanted to show some of the best Jedi being killed, just to give you an example of how many died. Like, yeah, Plo Koon, Ki-Adi-Mundi. It was like as well, for example, in the Palpatine's fight room, in his throne room scene against Mace, Kit Fisto, and I forgot the other dudes. Kit Fisto lasts longer than the other 2 who died, and then obviously eventually it's just Mace. But Kit actually lasted a little bit longer. They had a whole fight scene planned, and whole fight scene planned, and then on the day, George Lucas decides he'd actually like Ian McDiarmid to play him in the film, to actually play him and not the stunt double. So as a result, they filmed it with him instead, and therefore it cut the fight massively because Ian McDermott, you know, is an older bloke. He hasn't done the scenes. He's not as like adverse with the saber. So they obviously changed the choreography for it. Give me a 3+ hours Revenge of the Sith that expands on Order 66 so they don't die like chumps. Dude, it's like watching the what's it called? It's like watching Return of the King. It's like watching Return of the King extended edition. You actually see the Gondorians repel the orcs a few times. You don't see that in the cinematic cut. Only in the extent. So like you wouldn't know that before the whole scene of no matter what comes through the gate, you will stand your ground. You know, that whole scene with Gandalf. You before that happens, there's a smaller battering ram, and they kill all the orcs that try to get in. But you don't know that until you see the extended edition. Otherwise, they just rock up, ram a hole in the freaking door, and that's it. They're in. It's like. Give me a whole Disney Plus series and every episode is a different Shaq T death. That'd be so hilarious. So guys, one thing we're going to do for watch party wise, so when Ahsoka's finished, I want to go through and we'll do like a whole like behind the scenes day. You guys keen for this? We'll watch like behind the scenes Obi-Wan, behind the scenes Ahsoka. Hell, if you guys even want to, we'll watch the behind the scenes original trilogy together. Because honestly, the original trilogy one, I've watched that more than once now. It's phenomenal. I love it every single time. So we could just do a little watch party, just like vibe out maybe after Ahsoka's finished. Hell yeah. And if you guys haven't already, by the way, we released a new video yesterday. It came out a little bit later than I planned, unfortunately. I actually wanted to release it last week. But I've written it, recorded it, and I was editing it, and I was like, do you know what? I have more to say. I would like to say it differently, so I ended up scrapping it, rewriting, and re-recording. I'm watching Holiday Special, in quotes, not Lego this year. Yes, we'll make that a Christmas special. I want to make the Star Wars channel my main YouTube gig. Now, I'm still going to be doing like my big reviews on the gaming channel, but I want to get Star Wars. I want to have weekly releases. Obviously, while a show comes out, weekly watch parties. I'd love to have a podcast in the end about it, but you know, I need to like find people to do it with and stuff. But that's not a focus right now. But no, absolutely, I'll do a holiday special watch party original because it's on Disney Plus, so or YouTube. I think it's on YouTube as well. Hell yeah. Right, I've probably got some message now from the lady. Did you send over the Qui-gon Ting assets as well as the Twitch ones? What are you thinking? I can send you them. Absolutely. I love the Emperor's weird lightsaber fighting. The lack of style or any real choreography makes it stand out, and I kind of creepy. Oh, absolutely. He looks like a demon possessed, which is what makes it so effective. You know what I mean? In the end of the day, Palpatine isn't going to be the best duelist. Just want stuff to have a play around with. Absolutely, dude. Yeah, I'll get it sent your way. Let me. I'll do it right now because obviously after this I'll have to run for a bit. You've got access to that same folder, so I'll add another folder for you. I'll say it actually. I've got an art here, so let me just do share. Pop. There you go, dude. I'll actually add even more things too, actually, because I made a couple things the other day. Hey, Lego Christmas was fun, man. Lego Christmas was fun. Palps doesn't / can't practice. It's entirely a raw force usage. Oh, absolutely, which is the reason why Mace wins. It's not even a question of duelist. It's something more than that. Also, guys, what do you guys think to this thing I made? How cool! I had a little play around with my logo. Look at this. I thought this idea. I've done another version of this as well. But like this idea that we could have like inside the logo, I've got like an art of Qui-Gon, Maul, and Obi-Wan, just in this. I think it's. I don't know what made me think of it. I think I'd seen something like it ages ago, and it randomly came to me. Mace is specifically suited for battling someone using raw dark side energy. It's why he beats Palps easily and Yoda doesn't. Absolutely, yeah. Do you know what's funny? I thought that was common knowledge. It's actually not, which is kind of bonkers to think about. Like, some people think that Mace only won because he's trying to put on a show for Anakin, but he was losing before Anakin shows up. You know what I mean? If he could just show Mace dead on the floor, he'd be like, the Jedi tried to kill me. You know, this whole thing. He could have easily played it off. But no, he was in a corner when Anakin turns up. But he definitely adds to it, though. Are you track matting that? If so, we can just change it to whatever you want at any time. I did that in Photoshop, but you probably could track matte it actually. But if you track matted it, it would change the entirety of it, unless you would fill the color in the text with green, and then you could color matte it or color key it and use that maybe. I'm too weak. I'm too weak. Yeah, literally. Exactly that. Mace was criticized by the other Jedi for using that lightsaber form that was borderline dark side. It absolutely is. You know what I mean? It's definitely borderline dark side. That was just me, like, possibly saying that's an idea, and I have no idea if that works. But you do have... in that same thing, there is a version of the text that doesn't have any fill in it at all. So we have the original if we need to as well. Now, guys, Shabbat would work if the middle of the thing was transparent. It is transparent. It is. Yeah. That's a good point. It would work if it's just transparent, wouldn't it? Yeah, I did the exact thing. Yeah. It is transparent. Now, guys, I have to actually end this watch party, unfortunately. I've been having an absolute blast. This has been, like, my favorite watch party. It's good to have so many of you nerds in here enjoying it with me. Seriously, thank you all so much for popping by today. Be on the lookout, guys. I'll start working on the next Star Wars video tomorrow. Yeah, if you have anything you want to see, send it to me in a DM, in a comment on a video, and if you haven't seen it already, guys, please do go check it out. I'll show it on here. Where are you? You can find it right here. The latest video we did. So they've got one here as well about everyone having the Force. My own little Star Wars explained, because some people genuinely they don't get it, guys. They don't get it. So yeah, we've got my own little Star Wars explained about how everyone has the Force. I draw on from old interviews with George Lucas and everything else like that. So, and even some older ones as well, to be fair, like why Qui-Gon wasn't in the council, how Anakin's lightsaber got to Mars's palace, that kind of thing. Did a whole bit on Claire and Beck. I'm trying to make more of my videos like explaining lore videos, and I do want to start delving into fan fictions as well. I would love to delve into fan fictions. So, yeah, if you haven't seen the latest videos, we've got these two, which are great. My Ahsoka prediction was kind of like where I thought the series is going to go as a whole. So you'll, as well as like a kind of my thoughts on the first episode as well, or first 2 episodes, sorry. But yeah, perfect. How do they not, I've got a bounce call in 5. Have a good one, babes. Yo, thanks, dude. Thanks for the Star Wars chat. I subscribed. You're a legend. Thank you so much. I want to make this one of the coolest Star Wars places to be on YouTube, okay? That is my aim, okay? I have 2 passions. gaming and Star Wars, and I would love to make this something more than it currently is. But thank you so much, dude. How did they not get it when even the original trilogy beats you over the head with "the Force lives in all things"? I am honestly beside myself. I won't go on this huge rant about it, but like some people said how much they loved The Last Jedi because it gave off the idea that you didn't have to be a Skywalker or a Palpatine to have the Force. My brother in Christ, we always knew that, my friend. We always knew that. This is nothing new. Ah. Okay. Right, guys. Have a wonderful night, day, evening, whatever it is for you, and I'll see you all. Hopefully, I'll see you guys if not here on the gaming channel tomorrow. We'll be doing a gaming stream. Okay, guys. So have a wonderful night, and I'll see you all next time. And remember, the Force will be with you always.